पेज डिलीट हो गया।
Yeah.
इंटरेस्टिंग। ये 1080p कैसे आ गया? एनीवेज, वी आर लाइक hey everyone, welcome back to another stream. And today we are actually doing Angular 21 watch party, right? So uh, I have my friends with me, Sashi and Anit. Hey Sashi, hey Anit.
Hey man.
Hi, Santosh. Hi, Shashi.
Yeah, yeah. So I was in India recently and I met Anit finally in person. Yeah. So he's a nice guy. Yeah. We met and
Thank you.
yeah, he so we
Likewise,
had like nice we had a nice lunch together. Yeah, but at a nice restaurant. So thanks again, Anit, for the lunch.
always welcome, sir. Always welcome.
Yeah. And we couldn't meet, Sashi and myself. So I don't know like why I'm seeing this. Okay, okay. So Sashi was in India at the same time, but we couldn't meet. I mean, we were traveling at some
Yeah. You know the
dates
dates,
which were
right? Yeah.
conflicting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. So today we are going to talk about Angular 21 release as we mentioned, right? So this is Angular 21 watch party, and we will go through the new features and like what are the changes, and maybe we should start with a new app, right, Hanit and Sashi? So we can show like
Yes,
what are the new options in the CLI because I heard there is something new.
Yeah. Of course.
definitely.
So okay, let's do. So generally, what I do is I don't install Angular CLI globally. I mean, I used to, but then I realized, oh, it's a pain, right? Doing it every 6 months. I don't know who likes doing this. So I stopped installing CLI globally, Angular CLI, and whenever there is a new version, I just do this. So I can just do npx and add that Angular CLI, add that latest or next. So in case you want to try out an RC version, you can just say latest, sorry, next, and then you can pass new and then your app name. So let's go ahead and see like what's there in the CLI, right? So so you see the Tailwind CSS configuration is there. I'm not sure, like I haven't seen this in previous version. So Sashi, do you know like if this is new? Because I know you work with Tailwind a lot.
Yes, it has been, I think, recently added with version
Hmm.
21, if I'm not
Oh,
wrong. But
nice.
yeah, and trust me,
Yeah,
I was so much happy about this. I think I also have a LinkedIn post about it. Like, this thing really like saves your 5 to 10 minutes if you're starting with the new project. Because imagine
Oh,
you're creating a new project, you're going to some Tailwind link, you copy paste, you do some configuration. Like, it maybe it takes about 5 10 minutes, but now
true.
with this new change, it saves your time. That's what I
oh,
can say.
so it was all manual before.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, interesting, interesting, cool. Yeah,
And
let's
even
select Tailwind
like
and
even if we forget to add it here, we can just add it using ng add and tailwind CSS. That's the new command that they have added. So
oh,
even if
nice. So there's a new
even if
generator.
we have a bare metal project, we can add tailwind CSS using that schematic.
Oh, perfect. That's nice. And
Nice.
I'll just echo cancellation. Okay, cool. So let's see. I mean, and then the next option is I think this is something which already existed. If you
Yeah.
want to enable SSR and SSG,
Yeah,
so let's
right.
say yes. I mean, doesn't this is important. This is something which I really like. So all I think entire industry, right, in especially tech, is moving towards AI, and there are so many AIs. I think every day you wake up, there is another IDE, AI IDE. It's similar to what used to be for frameworks, right? So every day you wake up, there is another JavaScript framework. Now every day you wake up, either there is an IDE or there is a new model which is saying we are the best.
That's true.
So
So
which
yeah,
one
I
are
mean, I
you
think
guys using?
yeah, I mean, I want to hear from you first, like which one you are using.
Well, I'm personally using Cursor heavily for all of
Okay.
my projects, and I've been, I would say, loving it. And I'm using the latest Claude model, Claude 4.5, I think, thinking
With
model, the one they have
Opus.
just,
I think the
yeah,
Opus
4.5
or
Opus.
Opus, yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's the Opus one.
oh, okay.
Recently announced. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
But
been
I mean,
working great for me.
just wondering, like cursor tells you that you should always choose auto, right? I mean, that's what I heard. Like because in auto, they choose the model based on your requirement, like what is your prompt, and they do it automatically. I mean, because we just had an internal session, and then they gave us all this information. Generally, uh, I mean, I use Copilot, so of course there is an auto mode now, and they're also like I generally try to work with cloud, of course. So right now I'm not using Opus. I'm not sure. Like I just moved to uh,
Composer?
cloud. No, no, I'm not using Cursor at all. So I'm not
Sorry.
using Cursor. I mean, I don't know like what others think, but I'm not big fan of switching another IDE to another IDE. I mean, I like VS Code because I know it's an open source, and I've been like big advocate for open source. I know GitHub Copilot is not open source, but I think I can still manage with that. And Copilot, GitHub, sorry, not GitHub, but VS Code being open source is of course a thing for me. So I just use VS Code, and with VS Code I can just use any model. So I just use Copilot for now. Anyone who tried Windsurf or anything else?
I have tried Windsurf and I
Oh,
use that
fantastic.
heavily. As and it said he used Cursor heavily, so for me it's Windsurf. But I'm
Oh,
kind of
nice.
a mix. Like I also use Visual Studio Code with GitHub Copilot. Like
Ah,
just
Visual Studio.
in case if you
Mm.
exhaust your credits, then yes, I always do the switching.
Uh, oh, interesting.
Even I
So I
was
think,
using GitHub Copilot until it was free with my student account. But I think
ah,
now,
okay.
yeah, but now they
I
have.
think still free, right? I mean, it's free for everyone,
I'm
but
not
yeah,
sure.
there is some limit.
Yeah, I used it quite a long ago, said like quite long ago. So, like I'm completely using Cursor these days, and
Ah,
I've
okay.
been loving it, to be very honest. Like it's very
So,
like it has made my work very smooth with a lot of latest features that it has come up with.
sorry, paying for it or is it free?
Yeah,
Cursor
so
is.
I'm using it at work mostly. So
Ah, okay,
my
okay, okay.
company has basically
Mm-hmm.
given it to us.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. I think, yeah, I mean, at Ceylon, yes, we are like fully going into AI, like use whatever tool you want. We are experimenting with every tool possible. I think we haven't tried Windsurf, but we are trying Cloud Code. We are trying this, there is one from Amazon. Anyone remembers the name? Kiro Code or something? Is that the name?
Never heard.
From AWS.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I heard it very recently.
Yeah.
Even I'm forgetting the name.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's Kiro Code, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I mean, there are multiple. So we are just trying with everything, like which is possible. So let's see. I'll just go ahead and create new application and see how many files it creates. I already see .vs Code creating extension.js. Probably it's, yeah, there are Copilot instruction.md. So because I chose GitHub Copilot. Oh, nice. So we already have our project created. Let's see. Now I can just go ahead and uh,
Well,
start
talking about
again.
AI, I would also like to mention the latest MCP servers that the Angular team has introduced with the
Oh,
latest
nice.
update.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So, is it available in the IDE or how is it?
I am not sure, but I think it's available with the again the schematic is there ng MCP.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So I think they are providing with 7 tools basically where we can list
Okay.
projects. I mean the tools that the MCP server provides.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll
Mm-hmm.
just read it out for you guys. It's the list projects, get best practices, which is basically the I would say wettest dream of every Angular developer.
Yeah.
Find examples with I mean it can give you code
Oh,
examples for a given topic. Then we have search documentation, which is a great one I would say. And then there's modernize, AI tutor, and on push zoneless migration. So
hmm.
I think these are the 7 tools that these guys have
Yeah, let's see.
integrated.
So, yeah, I just did the command which Aneet mentioned. So, ngmcp. So it says to start using the Angular CLI MCP, add this to your host. So I can just go ahead and have an mcp.json file if I'm not wrong. I think there should be one.
Yep.
Uh, no, there is no file. Then let's see.
I,
ngserve. Is it mcp.json or what's the file name?
I
Anyone
think it
remembers the name?
has to be created manually if I'm not wrong. I'm just trying
Let's
to check
see.
in my existing code base.
No, no, no. I think I created manually last time, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong. MCP list of server. Add server. So let's see. Uh, 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 Add from another application. Browse MCP
Yeah.
server. MCP Angular. Maybe let's see. No.
I think you have to create a file called mcp.json
Yeah, I think so. Let's do that.
in .vs
MCP.
Code. Yes, yes, right.
Yeah.
And here you'll have to
So
paste.
hmm, it says property MC servers is not defined. Oh, okay. I think I remember this. Let's see. File because I have this mcp.json file somewhere
Hmm.
in my
So you
code
can
base.
just replace the MCP servers with servers. I think that would do the trick.
Yeah. So servers. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, maybe this configuration is for something else. Okay. So
Yeah.
now we have this Angular CLI MCP available. Okay. Perfect. Nice. So let's see what else we have. So I can.
Well, you're using a
This
beautiful theme, Santosh.
Oh, this is nice. I mean, the first thing which I install whenever I start setting up a new machine is this theme.
It looks really cool.
It's called a Night Owl from Sarah Drasner, and this is interesting story because I was following her for a long time, and then you know early 2019 or somewhere when I was looking for like all these themes, and then I found her. On the internet, and I was like, okay, this theme looks interesting. So I started using it and never went back. So it's always like the first thing which I do on any laptop is install this theme. So I can show you. It's like uh, course extension. No, what is this extension? MCP.
Maybe you can remove that search.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. So um, so this is the one, Night Owl, and it has like good downloads as well. And you can choose the color theme. I think I just like this one. So you have light, owl, no italics, whatever. But it's nice. I mean, cool. So I've started the server as well, the MCP server, so it can help us. And as Anit mentioned, like there are 5 tools which is installed, and you can use those 5 tools whenever you are working with something, right? So it can help you refactor the code, if I'm not wrong, like write new code, refactor old code, and yeah,
I think, yeah, basically
okay.
it will help you to get rid of those still directive based ng for ngif and all of that. So what this is what I have observed basically, like following this, if you ask
Mm-hmm.
something to the AI gives you example in such a way that is latest out there. Like it uses all those tools to give you correct latest examples, and I think that is really great to have now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, let me reply to this. Perfect. So let's see. I think Anit just had some
Yeah,
internet connection issue.
some
Yes.
network issue.
Yeah, yeah. 1 second. Let me just take him back to the stream. Yeah, Anit. Yes.
Yes. My internet got disconnected. I'm so sorry for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, it happens. Okay, so I think let's start with the configuration. I mean, I heard like now you have zoneless change detection by default. So you don't have to do anything in the configuration. Like if you don't want to use the zone change direction, right? So it's not available anymore. I mean, do you know anything about that?
Yeah. Maybe first thing what I have did, like I went on first validating the package.json if we still do
Okay.
have zone.js or not. And the moment you go there, you will
Ah,
see
it's not there.
it's just not there exactly. And that's why now we
Ah.
don't, because I remember this thing came with an experimental feature, like so that's why
Right.
we
Yeah.
had to provide experimentals. And now so with 21, I think they made it stable, so we don't find it
Mm.
anywhere, and it is out of the box now, which is a great thing.
True.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, yeah, I think we when we were doing Angular 20 stream, and you remember, right? So we saw that API. It was like provide change zoneless change direction, and it was
Yes.
experimental at at that time. And I thought like, I mean, so my expectation in Angular 21 was like that APIs will still exist. Like you have to provide zoneless change direction. Then I realized, oh, they have just removed it. Like if you if you don't need it, you just get rid of it, right? So you don't need to actually even provide that API.
Yeah.
So I think that
Right,
seems
yeah.
like
We don't even see the provide zoneless change detection.
yeah, it still exists, but I mean, it's
Oh,
like if you are doing a migration, I think in that case you still need to provide it, right?
I think we need
Uh,
to provide it for maybe no. Okay, that's not for the change detection. I was thinking about adding the interceptors and all, but that's not for this
hmm,
purpose.
Yeah.
no, no. So yeah, I mean, this is nice. I mean, you don't need to. I have to remember one less APIs, but remember, I mean, you cannot do this in case you are migrating an old code. So be careful not to use zoneless change detection until unless you're sure that you have migrated your entire code base to use signals and you don't rely on any zone APIs. I think you can still go ahead and use zone, ng zone or something. If I'm not wrong, I mean any ideas? Like I because I wanted to see like how that API works, but I don't think so. You need to actually, if there are any cases where you need to like reach out to NG Zone anymore.
I think so they still have, and I think that's what I love about Angular. They always give this backward compatibility. Like if you still want to rely on Zone.js, so there is still a way.
Mm,
Like provide zone change detection, and then
mm,
you will have to go ahead and add the package back again. But
yeah.
yeah, that's the great part, right? Because currently we have a very big code base, and we are also planning, right, to that we have to one day reach to that particular version, and we will be zoneless. But again,
Oh,
things has to be one step at a time. So currently we are in the process of migrating our existing code base to Signals, so that we
okay.
get that fine grain reactivity. So that's why, like, one step at a time, and this is what we are trying to follow now. And that's what I actually love about Angular. If you see the way they have released the feature, it was all for this zoneless thing what we recently
Mm,
got now with version 21.
Very true.
And
okay.
that is, so that's why kudos to the Angular team for this,
Yeah.
because for me, moving from zone to zoneless, it was very seamless. Like, I'm talking about my let's program.in blog website. It's
Mhm.
so easy for me to migrate to the latest version without breaking anything.
Oh, so you used the Angular MCP or you just did like the dirty work, like doing it on your
NG
own?
update maybe.
Yeah, ng update, that's all.
I mean, the NG update is fine, but you still need to move the code. Let's say, how? So are you saying you were already using Signals?
Yes. So what I did, right,
Ah,
like
okay.
when Angular released Signals, so when I bumped the
Mm-hmm.
version to 16, I started updating everything to Signals, and that's what I
Ah,
did
okay, okay.
incrementally.
Ah,
Because
makes
I know
sense.
doing from 15 to 21, I feel like it's a big rewrite, to be honest.
Of course, yeah. I mean, yeah. So that's what we like at Ceylon like we have a very big code base, right? And there are legacy code base.
Mhm.
We like started from I think Angular 8 and then Angular 11. Then we jumped on Angular 13. So there was so many old code we just migrated like without changing much code, right? And then now we are at Angular 16. We'll be on Angular 18 soon because the migration from Angular 13 to 14 took us a lot of time because there were so many breaking changes. And we use model federation, so it was a mess. So it took us a time, but after Angular 14, I think it was so smooth. Like 16 took us like few months, 18 took us maybe few days, and we are just fixing some tests. And we still like are running the legacy code, right? It's not like we are moving to Signal or something. And there are teams who are doing that. So we can do this in parallel. As Sashi also mentioned, like this is an amazing feature of Angular where
Yeah.
you like keep migrating your code to modern APIs, but you are also not blocked from like running the old code, which we just wrote when Angular 8 was there.
True, true.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
even with Angular material, it's the same story because, like where I work, we are currently running Angular 15, But
Uh-huh.
to be very honest, we are hardly using any feature that Angular 15 provides. For example, standalone components was, on its like it was just rolled out in Angular 15 standalone
Yeah, yeah.
components, but we are not using that for a single component right now. And in fact, for the Angular material components, we are using the Angular material legacy components.
Ah,
So
oh, that's
when
interesting because
uh, so
when
even
did
though
that
we have,
came?
sorry,
The legacy. So now Angular Material has this legacy component and then new component, right? When
yeah,
that was introduced, do you remember the version?
I'm not sure, but we are using the Angular 15 version, but we are using
Okay.
all the components that are from Angular 13, I guess.
Ah,
So all
okay.
the Angular 13 components are now being used as Angular legacy components in the 15th version.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a thing actually. I'll tell you about this. When Angular version 15 released with Angular Material version 15, it was a huge change because from
Okay.
14 to 15 they have came up with this concept of design tokens, and
Ah, okay.
I still
Right.
remember that pain when I migrated my material from version 13 to version 15. It was a big mess, to be honest. Like, we have to actually write our own custom css now and then try to put everything aligned so that to match the design again and to make our customer again happy. It
Well,
was a
Oh,
really a
okay.
big mess. Yeah, yeah. Like,
I think
migration was easy, but this material thing part was really one of the, I think it was a nightmare for me to move everything there because I'm not so good with CSS thing, but
Ah,
I had
okay.
to learn back then and then I have to make them happy again. Those
Ah,
figure designs. Yeah.
clients are never happy.
Yeah.
Well, Shashi, addressing
Yeah,
your pain, I think Angular has come up with this amazing Angular Aria. If you guys have heard about it.
yeah, yeah.
that is that in Angular 21.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
yes,
Ah,
that's in
okay.
Angular 21, and they are basically using, I think, directives with
Mm-hmm.
using which we can basically, you just have to add those directives to normal DOM elements like buttons and form, and
Mm-hmm.
they can quickly spin those things up and create a very basic design, which you can use CSS or Tailwind or anything like that to further basically design the components on your own. So it's
I
like
think,
Oh,
basic
yeah, yeah,
skeleton
yeah.
design. Yeah.
I think
I
Santosh,
mean,
we
yeah,
need
I
to
need to
install it.
install.
It's not out
Ah,
of the
okay.
box with your scaffolding of the project. We have to manually install this Angular
Right.
slash area. Yeah. And yeah, the good, I think they're still in the beta stage, what I will say, because I think recently they have released for 8 components, if I'm not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And those includes your accordion, then they includes your combo box, grid box, list view, menu, tab, and toolbar. I think that's all, I guess.
Ah, so it's
And
like
yeah,
an headless component where they
exactly,
give you the
exactly.
component and then you design it.
That's the word.
Exactly, yeah. I think this
Hmm.
is highly recommended if someone is building a package.
Ah, okay.
I think for them it's going to be one of the best thing because this will handle out of the box the area thing. I think I remember there is a community project, NG Primitive, and I don't remember his name, but yeah, I think he's doing something similar to provide all
Ah,
sort of
okay.
accessibilities out of the box
Oh
by
yeah,
creating
right.
this headless UI. Yeah, I think for
Ah,
him
so
it will be a
okay.
great thing.
Oh, nice. So I see grid. Yeah, I see grid, and then there are so many other components which are available. So this is
Um,
nice. I mean,
I remember there was this project that
endless
was based
box.
on Shad CN, and I think even Santosh was one of the contributors there. We discussed about this in the last Angular
Yeah,
20
yeah.
watch
Spartan.
Spartan
Spark.
UI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Spartan UI. So yeah, that's a nice project actually. Um, and maybe yeah, they can also utilize this one, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So tree. I don't know what are the different components do they do. They have area types. So there is a tree. What is this? Okay. So ng tree.
Hmm.
Hmm. Ng tree item. So that's nice. Tree item group. So these are maybe different directives which Anit was talking about. So you
Yep.
can use this directives and then you build your
Yes.
own. Nice. Cool. This is nice. I mean, I thought like this is part of Angular material. I mean, if you, I mean, in older days, of course, Angular Material was the one which was providing all the component, but now they're separating it, right? So you're saying with Angular Area, you get headless component. With Angular
True.
Material, you get the components which has like all the design system based on Material UI. If
Right.
I'm not wrong, like I mean, this is where
Yes.
the team is going now. So yeah,
And
that's nice.
I'm really interested in knowing what all, like, what more they have, in their minds regarding this Angular area project, because styling Angular material components have been,
Oh,
pain in the ass.
just let's not talk about it. So I think that was pain. I mean, I remember like working on multiple projects, and whenever it was about overriding styling, it was always a mess. I think that's why NG Deep still exists, right? And there were many conversation. Let's get rid of NG Deep, and at
Yes,
some point of
yes,
time, team said, "Oh, you
yes.
don't need NG Deep." But I think it was too late by the time they said you don't need it, like because the damage was already done. Every code base had NG Deep. It still exists somewhere. I think I have seen in my code base like
Yeah.
I,
so many
I can
times.
see it in front of myself. I mean, I have my code base in front of me, and there are a lot of NG deeps used in the style sheets. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think they dropped the plan of make deprecating NG deep, if I'm not wrong.
I think it was deprecated and then they said, okay, leave it.
Yeah.
I, I'm
They
not
did
sure.
it.
Like, I think, yeah, because in future you don't need it. So it's like, but yeah, let's continue supporting that. That might be the case. So I think it was in documentation, right? There was an ESLint rule as well. Or there was no, I think that is something old, something else. But I think, but it was marked as deprecated for sure at some point of time. Cool. I think this is also a nice feature of GitHub Copilot, or maybe just yeah, the Copilot actually wrote this documentation for me. So what I did was just like update the document GitHub instructions.md file based on my workspace, and it added so many things. Like you see, like it removed so many things and refactored my file. It asked me to use vtest. It asked me to use yeah, SSR specific configuration. That's nice. I'll just accept this and move on. So yeah, nice. So okay, so we talked about Angular Area, which is headless component library now available. So you can go ahead and use it. Zoneless is default. Like you don't have to provide any other APIs. To use Angular Area, of course, you have to go ahead and use NGAdd. It's not available by default.
Yeah.
And
I
what
think
else? So
that area is more of here basically to help you with the web accessibilities, like
mhm.
not just into the styling part, but it is more of helping you with the keyboard accessibilities. For example, the way you use tab, the way you use your arrow buttons, and all of that. It really helps there,
uh,
to be honest. And what I have seen, like I don't have a real number, but yeah, I was just trying to test it out with my blog website, and it
mhm.
also helped me in better lighthouse score for web accessibility
Okay.
part. And I
Oh,
think it's one of the great thing to have, like rather than you writing things, now you just use the directive and let Angular handle it for you. So I think that is a one big plus
That's
thing that I see.
that's a great ad. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
ah, nice. I mean, I think that was one of the things where Angular really lacked when it comes to Angular material accessibility, because
Yeah.
it was not enough. I mean, I think there were so many accessibility issues because we designed a design system based on Angular material, and I think many did, right. And in the past, I think most of the people what they did is they took Angular material as base, and then they started designing their component, because I think that was there were few options. For example, Bootstrap, NGX Bootstrap, NG
Yeah,
Bootstrap,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and there are paid options available. But I think Angular Material was the only one which was like used in production by many enterprises, tested well. I think it still lacked this accessibility thing. And I think there are so many issues which were opened on Angular Material repository as well
Yeah.
related to accessibility. So I think this is a good call, I would say. Like rather than fixing or rather than concentrating on this, maybe just build Angular area and then use it in material as a base, right?
Yeah, and also the good thing is
Because
like it's not like they are coming all at once. At least they have releasing things in bunch so that we can start
okay.
using them, and Angular team can really get the initial feedbacks, like if there are any around that area. I think that is also a great strategy here, like releasing things in the chunks. Like
Mm-hmm.
currently, what I see is 8. Maybe in future we get 16 or 20. Let's see.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there's one thing which I wanted to also highlight was now you know HTTP client, right? So I think one thing which I really liked about HTTP client is now you can just use HTTP client without providing HTTP client.
Exactly.
Anyone? That was nice.
That
I mean,
that's where I was
uh,
talking about the interceptor part. You don't have to use the
uh,
provider now unless you are using a interceptor. That's where
yeah,
I
okay.
mixed both things. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see that. I mean, in action, so equals to I can say okay, inject
HTTP.
HTTP client,
Yeah.
and then I can dot get, and let's do uh, get
Yep.
space holder. Yeah, and I'll just remove this subscribe for now. Hmm. Okay, so I can say this is to do,
To do.
and let's use this. So earlier we had to actually do this, inject HTTP client, and then we also had to provide this, like if you're coming from Angular 20 or before, there was one more configuration required. You have to just go ahead and say, hey, provide,
HTTP client
yeah, and then yeah, I think with
with,
fetch,
yeah. This is for SSR, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, and then now you this is optional, so you don't have to do this, and we'll talk about why you need it. I mean, the important thing is, of course, you need to understand in which case you need it, in which case you don't. So in case you just need to call an API and you don't care about the interceptors, you can just do this. So let's try to render this data. So I can just go to HTML, I'll remove this, and I can say to pipe async, and just import it in a bit, and then JSON, and I'll just import both. Oh, so my Angular language service is probably broken, but I can just do it manually, right? So I can say, okay, import async pipe, async pipe, and then I also need JSON pipe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this should be fixed. Yeah. So let's serve this app. Okay, npm start. Yeah, so it's already running. I'll just go to localhost 4200. Probably. No, no, no. Okay. So you can see we already have the data. And what we haven't done is we have not provided HTTP client. If you go back to the configuration, you will see the provide HTTP client does not exist. It's just commented out. So you don't need this anymore in case you just want to make HTTP client, or just you want to use HTTP client without using interceptors. If you need interceptors, you still need the provide HTTP client, right? Because with interceptor, the thing is it can be provided on root. And do you know, like, if that still works, if I'm providing HTTP client at module level, does it still work, or it doesn't? It just ignores everything, right? It just takes the one which is available in the root. Anyone saw that issue before? Or are you aware of that?
Not sure. I
No.
mean,
No? Okay, so we had this interesting issue because our code base was actually coming from multiple sources and multiple repositories, and when we started moving everything, we realized that okay, everyone had their own HTTP client module injected, and then they had like their own interceptors as well. And as soon as we started like using module federation with like a shell app,
Hmm.
we realized that okay, the only the root one works. So we had to remove the interceptors from every places and then just keep whatever we need in the top. So that was one thing.
Mhm.
Cool. So, but why this was done? I mean, how anyone saw this new HTTP resource API?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it was there
It
in
was
version 19, right? Or version 20, I think.
2020 was the I think Anit we were doing 20 stream, right? And then we figured out that this exists actually HTTP resource API. And there was one interesting thing with HTTP resource. So HTTP resource was actually relying on HTTP client. And when I was trying this HTTP resource API, I realized that we still need to go ahead and provide HTTP client. So HTTP resource uses HTTP client, and because it uses HTTP client, we had to provide HTTP like we have to actually inject tell Angular that I'm providing HTTP client. So before this, before Angular 21, I could not use the HTTP resource API without providing HTTP client.
HTTP
And to
client and
do, yeah, let's see, now I can do that equals to HTTP resource, right? And then I can say, okay, I don't remember what is this? No, I think the get is default, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong,
Yep.
but I keep forgetting, like, because it
I think just the
changed.
link, I guess.
I think yeah, you have to pass a object, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's a function, right? Callback function,
Yes.
something like
Yes.
this.
And that's the
And
request.
then,
And here you
and
have to pass
then,
the URL.
yeah, because they changed this. I think they changed
No, with the
the,
URL key.
which one?
Before the string, you have to pass a URL key. I think that's in an object again. I mean,
Ah,
it's
okay,
a
like this.
yeah, but with the parenthesis, like the object will be inside a parenthesis.
Hmm.
Not here, not here. You have to create another parenthesis after the arrow.
1 second. Let's see if its closing is nice. So we have it here, and then this is a function, right? And then you see this, and then, but yeah, it's complaining about the syntax. Let's see.
It
I mean,
has to be the callback. Maybe we can go inside the HTTP resource and check.
yeah, yeah,
Has
exactly.
to be a callback and then you
Callback.
pass me a link.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just
not here,
remove this,
right?
the callback. Yeah, and then you can provide your link. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think that bracket is missed.
Mm.
Yep. And
So
you can basically directly pass the link if I'm not wrong. If you are
overload
using object,
of
you can
I
one.
think we have to pass
No,
the URL.
no. Oh, okay. Let's see the doc. I mean, I remember like this syntax was changed at some
Yeah.
point of time. So HTTP resource.
you can. Mhm.
Yeah, so it says HTTP resource dot text blob, but where is the yeah. So okay, so HTTP resource, and then this is right, and then you have to just
Then directly
pass
the link.
directly the URL.
Yes, we
Okay,
can get
just
rid of the object. Yeah, that curly braces.
uh okay, curly braces are not so syntax. Yeah,
Yep.
skill issue.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now
Well,
with HTTP resource also I can just do this. I don't have to provide HTTP client, and this entire refactor was actually done. So we could use HTTP resource without relying on HTTP client, right? Or without relying on provide HTTP client. Though
right.
you should remember that HTTP resource can be only used for get and delete, right? Get and delete, and not for put and post. It says
I'm not sure about delete though.
no.
I think
It
it's just
says
get
is it? Oh, I thought like it's put. So it's experimental. It landed in 19.2.
19. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
did
Cool.
it land in 19 or did it land in 17? I'm not sure.
No, it says
19.
experimental in 19.2.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So nice. I mean,
And I
now we
think
can just.
the HTTP resource also provides some statuses, just like
Yeah, that's we
the
can see
TanStack
that.
query does in React. I mean,
Oh,
I've used that as well. So
mhm.
that also provides some statuses like loading state and
Yeah.
failed states, stuff like that.
So I think it has something called has value. If it is still loading, see, you can see this actually here. So it's the return type, right? So you can see the return type of this. I think where is that? HTTP resource function. Uh,
I think it's just in the bottom, I guess. Maybe you can search for loading or something. It can come.
so it has blob, array buffer. You see this HTTP resource function, and then
Yeah, you can
mm,
just use it as a function, like
yeah,
HTTP source dot loading.
yeah. I mean, yeah, there are multiple properties which has loading and something like.
No, it's just dot loading. You can just write to do's dot loading
Okay, is loading.
is loading. Yeah,
And
right.
yeah, yeah. Then okay, nice. This is perfect. And then you can also see, okay, if it has data. Interesting. Still using. So which model is this? Cloud Sonnet 4.5. I was not expecting this. Let's see. So LI,
Maybe the
but yeah.
autocomplete is not. I think that is just for agent mode, not for this auto completion. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
even I
Okay.
was.
Okay. Makes sense. And then I can say to do's dot value. Sorry, to do's dot value is the one where you get the value, actual value. And let's see. I think we already have our server running. So yep, you see the data is already available here. And I don't know if I can see loading somewhere because it's gone. It's not loading anymore. There is no error, so we are seeing the value. Okay, so this is also nice. Uh, Now you can use HTTP resource. Nice. What else we have in Angular 21?
Well, I'm really excited to see the Angular forms, Santosh. If you can show
Ah,
us the
interesting.
signal forms.
I haven't tried it so far.
Oh,
So
wow.
I mean, but I see like people are like very excited. So I think it's Angular.
I'm the
Let's
first
see.
guy, to be
Ah,
honest.
okay.
In that list. Yes.
Angular
I
forms and
just
the
made my
signals.
hands dirty yesterday night. I was
Uh-huh.
preparing basically an NGRX video for my YouTube
Uh-huh.
channel. So I wanted to create a login and register form using NGRX thing. So I thought, okay, let's try to experiment with this new signal form,
Uh-huh.
and I was amazed.
Oh,
And
nice.
I'll give you the reason as well. The reason as well. The way their APIs, the way they have named their API, I think that is also very interesting. Like
Mm-hmm.
the way you say error as a kind and what kind of message you provide, the way you create your custom
Validators.
error validators, exactly the way you use the validate function what they have released. Like for example, you want to do confirm password, like you have password and confirm password.
Mm-hmm.
Previously you have to handle all of those with a class, but now
Right, right,
they
Okay.
yeah.
directly provide a utility function like validate, and
Uh-huh.
in that you can
Oh,
basically do the magic inside. And the
Oh.
best part, everything can be moved to a separate file called as schema file. For example, if you are creating a registration form, so you can
Mm-hmm.
name your form as register form, and you can basically move all your validation into a schema by saying register schema.ts file, and everything moves there, so your component becomes as clean as it could be ever, like in Angular.
that's great.
Oh.
So, Shashi,
Yeah.
just a quick
Yep.
question for you. How were you handling your custom validators before this? Like with the
So before this, I remember we were using this abstract class, abstract control basically, and we have to go ahead and use this class and create our own custom validations. Like for example,
Yeah.
you have to provide it into an object. Like for example, you have a form called as confirm password. You connect your control with it, and then you pass in your custom validator. That
I mean,
basically,
where
yeah,
did
yeah.
your custom validator live? Like, was it in a TS file or was it in a service or
It was in
have
the
you?
TS file for me, yes, as a
Okay,
function, as a
okay.
custom function, yes.
So I
Yeah, I mean,
made it a practice to write my custom validators inside a service and then inject that service in the component and then use those functions further.
And that also a very valid case, to be honest. Like, but I am a big fan of utility functions in
mm,
JavaScript. So
yeah,
I always define them into a utility class, so that, yeah, like we don't have to inject a class. We can directly use that function there as a callback, and we are done with the job, something like that. And that
nice.
really, but now
Right.
I don't need to do all of those. So
Exactly my
happy
point.
about that. So yeah.
Forms with Signal. Okay, let's see why people are so excited. So, okay, so there is a new form API. This is what I want to use. So to create a new form, and let's say to do form equals to form, and then I have these two values. Is it this is the way it works?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Basically,
so
you will first need to create a model. So I would say
okay.
let's create a to-do
So
model.
it's okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's create an
So it's
object first. Yeah, to-do model.
model,
Yep. And inside that we can have our object, title,
Right.
and yeah, yep.
and then I just
And
pass
then,
this to the model.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So we can get rid of this object, and yeah, this dot to-do model.
Hmm.
And your
Okay, so
form.
it says okay. So it's like I need to give the types. Is it? Oh, so it's like an interface. Oh,
You can say
interesting.
that, yeah. Basically, what I have seen in the documentation, it basically handles the signal. That's all. Because
Hmm.
you first create a signal, and that has to. I think we made a mistake there. We haven't created as a signal there. So first,
Yeah.
can you
Okay,
go back?
so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
okay,
So this has to be a signal. And
okay. Let's
what
undo.
basically Angular is doing here, it's tracking all your changes, like how reactive form does basically internally by
Hmm.
using
So I can
observables,
say
the RxJS
okay.
pattern. Yeah.
Signal of
Yes, exactly. And then maybe you can close.
no, sorry. And now okay. Now this works now.
Yeah.
Format. Okay, so this is how you create a signal based form. Okay, so now we have these two values, and I can just go ahead and render it. Okay, so let's
Now,
go.
yeah, I think now you need to
Just commit
connect
this.
it to the template. Yeah. So
Yeah,
And
right. I was just wondering if we have to use the form control name and all again.
so form, right? At least I need the form, if I'm not wrong.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would be the
And
basic.
okay, and then I can say, okay, this is the new directive is what field,
yeah, that has to be on
and
the
then
input element. Yeah.
okay, so this is
It's
input.
label. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, got it. So I'll say, okay, this is field, and should be to do form dot
Yeah.
what completed, and then there is a name. Okay, so it's a signal, so I should do this, right?
No.
I think it would
No?
be
No.
email. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
title. Title. Yes.
title. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. And you don't need to invoke, because when we invoke, yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
means you're fetching a value. We just need to tell that, hey,
Okay.
this is a signal. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I'll say this is title,
Yeah.
and then another one is completed.
So we can create a checkbox, I think.
Hmm. Input type is checkbox, and I can say to do completed. I don't know why this error is there. Area attribute. Okay, so I'll just remove this for now. If it's complaining about it. Okay, so this is the form, and let's see. Oh, something broke. No, where is this? Okay, so here it is. So it says error when evaluating SSR mode. I don't know. I mean, it seems like we had some error while running the server and it broke.
Maybe can we check if we have the imports done? I think it's still breaking and the
It's still
current.
breaking. Okay, so it says all imports are unused. That's fine. Can't
Fine.
find field. Okay, can't find
Yeah.
field.
Maybe we need to
Uh,
improve.
so interesting that it's not giving me any error.
Yeah.
Because my file is not saved. Okay, so
Yes. Okay.
Great. You
hmm,
know, that
so
actually happened with me in an interview. I had
uh,
written all the CSS and I was continuously refreshing the page and it wasn't reflecting because I had not saved the file.
oh, so if I have to display or render these values or access these values, I can just say to do form dot maybe title, right? So dot value, or how do you access it?
I think you call the to do form first, and then yeah.
It says subject. So
I think
title
that to
is
do, yeah, the to do form also has to be invoked if I'm not wrong.
is it?
Yeah,
As a
Let's
the
see.
to
function.
do.
So it says login form dot email. So it returns
So
me an email.
returns.
Login form. So dot
So
value.
it's
So it
Yeah,
invalid.
dot
says
Yeah, yeah,
because it's a form. So okay, now I am relating it because it's a form. So it has all the properties of a form. So value, valid, invalid, touched, untouched.
stunt
So it will
touched,
have
void
everything.
ID and all.
But yeah, so it will. The only thing is it will just have it as a signal. So now I can access. So I can whatever I write. Uh, yeah, come on, Dashlane, stop. Yeah. So yeah. Oh,
Okay.
nice. This is my first
Banana in a box.
signal. Yeah, exactly. And I don't have to do anything. Signal
Exactly.
control. Oh, nice. And it works without using zone. So yeah, this is nice. This is cool. I don't know why I was so scared to try out the signal form. This looks like some some more amazing than what we had.
And it's so much cleaner, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah. I mean,
I
just look
think
at the API, right? So I don't have to inject form control, form builder, and then
yeah.
create a new form group. So 10 different APIs. I don't have to remember those. I think
exactly.
it's just like this. And then I think it takes some other parameters, right? If I'm not wrong, so I can pass schema. So this is what you were talking about, schema.
Yeah, it will be an kind of a function, a callback function, and basically
Ah,
that has access to your root path.
okay, so I can maybe do something like this.
Not as an object, I guess. I think you did as an
Okay.
object.
Yeah, I think there is some example here. So name, okay, this is just form example, but you can also do form and then, oh, I can pass name, whatever, and then I can access the properties here. This is
Yep.
what it's saying. Oh, interesting. And then I can pass required. Is it outside or inside the form? This,
I think it's just after your to do model, you need to have a callback.
okay, so this is where my model ends,
Your model, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, and
comma,
then
and
your callback, yeah.
oh, interesting. So this is where it ends, and then I can say, okay, this is maybe name and yeah, right,
Yeah,
something like this, and then uh,
we can
I can
access now
have validate
required.
function.
Okay, so this particular function triggers when the value changes.
I think it was required. If I'm not validate is also a part, but I think it's required. Can you? Yeah, let's remove line number 28.
Okay, and
Then
just
let's
add
yeah,
required.
search for required. Yeah, yeah. I think this is the one from. Let's see the input. Yeah, I think it's coming from signals. That's correct. And then maybe you can say name dot. I think we still need to say name dot.
Here, where
Yeah, yeah. Name dot. Yeah, over there only. Name dot. No, 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 no. You put required, right? Yeah, name dot title and
name dot. Okay,
that
because
your
name is
title
the
becomes
entire
required.
object.
So maybe you
So I
can
can
give a name as root path.
yeah
That's what it is actually.
to do. So to do dot
Yeah,
title.
root is
Okay.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. I mean, this is nice. So I can just remove this, and of course, now this is required, right? So
Yeah.
if I have a form, it will probably not work because, or we can just show the error, right? I mean, is it required or not? Dot required, uh, and is it required, not required? Let's see. It's required, right? So yeah, nice. And then if I do
And I
it
think
for
dot error, we can maybe show
Dot.
something.
I
Dot
think
error.
yeah,
dot
yeah.
errors. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Yeah, so there is no error for now because I have given the value, but yeah, now it's kind of required.
Yeah.
Oh, it changed. It used to be different format, right? If I'm not wrong. I mean, in template driven form or reactive form, it used
Yeah.
to be required true.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, I mean, this is nice. This is very, very neat API. I like it. And I now I understand like why people were so excited when signal form came in. This is the first time I'm trying, by the way. So because
Same
I
here.
think last time I think me and Aneep did Angular 20 live stream, and after that it was difficult for me to get some time to try out the new APIs because I was just too busy working for money. I think this is what everyone does, right? I mean, we need to we need to work for money as well. So, but yeah, this is nice. And my friends were like all over the internet. I think, especially from Angular community, of course, they were all over the social media. Whoa, wow, Angular signal form is amazing. And I was like, oh, now I'm having this FOMO. I don't know about signal forms.
But yeah, I think Angular has given us a lot of toys to play with now,
Yeah.
and it's all upwards from here for sure.
So I think only thing is this is not something where I mean, there's no path from migrating from reactive to signal-based form, right? I mean, it's a new API basically. So you can still write new code and migrate incrementally to signal-based forms in future. But
If I am
unless,
not wrong, I think there is still a way. Angular has given. I think, can you search for
oh,
compact form or something? I think it's still.
compact field state.
I think so. I'm maybe I'm wrong with the name, but I have seen some post out there, even from our one of our community member,
Mhm.
about this compact form or something like that. Maybe I can check this offline. But
And
there is a way, like it partially makes your things work with
Okay.
reactive form.
Compact form options.
Yeah, there
So
is
there's,
something. Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
yeah,
It's
I'll do check it. Maybe I
honest.
can.
I mean, if there's a way, then that's nice. Compact
Yeah.
form. I think there is a signal
compact form,
compact
yeah.
form API. It says creates a compatibility form wrapped around the given model data. Oh, interesting. So here, if you see, it's
Oh
in
yeah.
Yes.
form
Yes.
control,
Yes.
and then you can just pass the form control as a property, as a signal-based property,
Yep.
and then wrap it inside a compact form, and it works.
Exactly.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
I
So,
still need
okay.
to make my hands dirty on this, but what I note as an overview right now is I think team are still working on this. But with
Mm,
this, what it will do, you
I,
don't have to do much change on the template side. You just
mm,
handle things on the TS file, and template you can slowly migrate over the
mm,
time. I think that's what they
I
have
see.
given to us. Yeah, experimental. Yes.
Experimental since V21. So this actually just came as an experimental API. I think
Yeah.
the entire signal forms is experimental, if I'm not wrong,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
signal, yeah, it's an signal forms are experimental.
Experimental.
Cool. But yeah, nice feature. Cool. So we saw the HTTP client without provide HTTP client, HTTP resource, signal-based forms. What else? What else do we have? Of course, we also saw Tailwind CSS as default. I
Yeah.
mean, the Tailwind CSS is an option now. You can configure like without doing much. We saw Angular area.
I think there
What
is
else?
something which some of the developer, I think some devs are happy to do, some devs are not, and that is testing, unit testing.
Oh yeah. I'll
Oh,
leave that to
interesting.
you.
We test.
And yeah, and it really depends because I have very mixed kind of opinion
Mm-hmm.
from the developers. Like some people say, yeah, we like to do unit tests. Some people say, no, it's just waste of time. What are your opinion, guys? Like before we go to V test, what do you
I
guys
like
think?
it. I mean, I personally I like it because of course probably some of my teammates will find the stream in future, and if I complain, they will also complain. So of course I'm the one of the developers who ask them to write tests.
Okay, okay, then that makes sense.
So yeah,
Well,
but
then,
I'm
yeah, you're bound to say you like it, I would say.
no, I've started liking it. I will say I've started liking it, but
For sure.
I'm all.
Yeah.
I also ask like write the useful test, right? I'm not a
Mm,
big advocate for 80% code coverage or 90% code coverage. I have found that they're useless. I mean, believe me. I mean, after like so working on like so many big code bases, those numbers, right? Those are useless. I mean, people because if you enforce developers to write 80% code coverage or 90% code coverage, they will write it. But the value out of those tests is zero.
yeah, zero.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So always like go with the correct test tool, I would say. For example, we at Celonis we tell them, okay, I mean, forget about unit test, right? Write more integration test or write more end-to-end tests. This is
Hmm.
where we see the value, actual value, that if there is an end-to-end test which is available for a flow, then I don't have to invest much time testing my flow, right? I mean, it will be like, of course, if I break something, I can realize that, and end-to-end test is the best way to do it because you are interacting with the real browser. Anyone, believe me, anyone can make a test work by just creating a new class. You can trick it. You can trick the JavaScript and TypeScript by saying, okay, create a new class and then do whatever you want to do on that class, and it will always run. It doesn't care about what changed in your template. And that's how 90% unit tests are.
Are written
Just
exactly. I mean, we
exactly.
just use AI these days, and we can just write the test cases as per the code we have written. I mean, they are not genuine test cases. They are not the actual test cases that should be
Yeah,
written.
true. So overall, yes, I like test, and I'm pretty excited when retest came. I mean, because Angular community has been asking for some replacement for Karma and Jasmine for so long. I think there was a release where the just some experimental support was added, but it was just the builder. I mean, there was nothing else. Like, it was not like just is going to be default, but as Angular community uses just a lot, so there was a support just to add the just builder, so you can just run just without relying on any third party library. But I think this conversation was still happening, and I think retest came at the right time. I think when this all conversation was happening, like which tool we should go with, and now Angular already was using Vite in some form. So I think Vitest, going with Vitest was no brainer. And have you also seen there's a new framework for writing component test using Vitest and Playwright? I think it's Playwright.
Playwright, yes. I have
So
used that, yeah, like long back, I would say like 1 year back.
I know.
I was
So
using test as well.
So Playwright actually was the component testing support for Playwright was always, and I think it was an experimental thing. And Playwright said no, we are not going to implement it. So they said no. So now Eunice, who is an Angular GD with another GD, Rainer, so they both created another framework which is similar to what if you have used Cypress component test. So
Hmm.
it's very similar to Cypress component test, but for Playwright. So I think, let's see, Angular uh, Playwright component testing uh, plus. Mhm. Because I think they just announced it few days back, if I'm not wrong. Playwright edition Angular. No, what was the name? Playwright schematic. Oh, I forgot the name because he was talking about a few days back in Angular 27 2025. Let's see if there is a tweet about it. And what, why? I cannot see the post without like logging in.
That's new.
That's weird. I thought like I can see the post, so maybe not. But yeah, I mean, they were working on a new library, and that's something which we can use for component testing, because Cypress. I don't know what's happening with Cypress, but they still have active development. They support the component testing which we use at Celonis as well. But I think Playwright is more like gaining more traction, right? And everyone is more comfortable writing Playwright end-to-end test using Playwright. So I think it makes sense if you have the same suit for your component testing as well. But yeah, good topic testing. Of course, now we have VTest support by default. So now you can just go ahead and use VTest for writing new test. And I think what was this builder? Angular Surf.
the
Test.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah, build unit
Oh, so
test.
it's build unit test. Okay. And there's no configuration. I thought like there will be some configuration to run it, but perfect.
I think we can still add them here. I think
Okay.
if I'm
Override.
not wrong, yeah, yeah. I think Angular has already overridden it because
Okay.
if I'm not wrong, what I saw in React, we are having this vtest dot ts file where
Mm-hmm.
basically you can do the configuration like how your test should run, what kind of builder it should use. But I think there
Oh,
is still a way
interesting.
to override it here in this particular JSON.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So I think it's normal, right? I think
Yeah.
um, every builder comes with some configuration. So nice.
Yep. And the good thing is, right, about this, I'll tell you why. Because I had also written some unit test cases for my blog website.
Mm-hmm.
And moving from, I think for me, it was Jasmine and Karma itself, like when I started it in Angular version
Ah,
14. And the migration was very easy for me because I think they have came up with a command already, Angular
okay.
refactors Jasmine vtest. I think that's the command, the schematic command, and by that you can basically it will help you to get rid of some of the unnecessary code and move it to vtest. And
Oh,
that's I was actually it was I really amazed because it has made about like 2-3 line change per file.
mm-hmm.
And I would say I think this is one of the reason why I think Angular aligned more towards vtest because the way Jasmine is and the vtest are quite similar. I would say not same exactly
Okay.
same. I think it's 90 to 95% same. And anybody who want to move from Jasmine Karma to vtest, I think for them it will be very much easy. It
Mm.
will be a very easy move. I think I can give one example what I recently saw. Like for example, if you still have describe, you still have your
Okay.
reach and everything, it's still there in vtest as well. uh,
Same APIs basically. So
yeah,
it's like the
exactly
same
same.
APIs.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
only one difference what I can say, like they are different. For example, if you want to make sure only one test case runs in Jasmine, you add f in the start of the describe. But
Mm-hmm.
over here you say describe dot fix or something like that to make it.
So
Yeah,
that's actually something which exists in Playwright. So
yeah,
they took
exactly.
like best of
Yeah,
both
yeah,
basically.
exactly. So I think that's the only difference what I saw. Rest all I think it's still the same, 95% same.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Strong. I think this was the uh no, this is not the one. I thought like because it's an AI agent. Okay, no worries. But yeah, so for testing we have VTest support now and any other feature which
Can
you
we
came
test
across.
one of the available tools in the MCP server?
Which one?
Maybe
So
we can
Angular CLI, we have
practice.
get best practices, list
Yeah.
projects on push onlet migration, search documentation, AI tutor, loads. Okay, AI tutor maybe. So AI tutor. So I have to say Angular CLI first, right? Where is that?
I think you just have to write whatever
Make
you
And
use
it
want,
will.
and it
Okay.
will.
just give them command
Okay.
make this you make use of this tool maybe.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Using uh, AI. I don't know, like mm, mm, guide me
I think it teaches you using a
how to
simple recipe book or something.
write a new signal based form. Let's see.
Yeah. This one is going to be interesting.
Ren. Oh, okay. So now it says Ren start Angular tutor, Angular CLI MCP server. Okay. So now I have the Angular AI. Oh, interesting. So let's expand this. Yeah. Okay. So, this is cool. So it says signal based forms in Angular, but it gives me four. Okay. So it tells me, okay, this is
Okay,
traditional.
it's
Instead,
traditional. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Form state
Right.
management instead of concept of why and what. Oh, so this is nice, right? So it tells you that okay, we used to rely on observable streams. Signal takes a different approach. Signal integrates seamlessly with on push. This is nice. I mean, that gives me a good example. So I don't have to write. Oh, so Signal, like you can pass if form is submitted, computed value is if it's so for valid invalid we used to remember we used to write like big statement saying okay if this is true that is true blah 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 10 different things. You can just have it as a signal value, so nice. And submit form, and it's a still a signal, so I can set and update the value.
Think this is
So
still not signal, but it is still not signal form. But this guy
yeah,
is
it's
using signals to basically,
create a
uh,
form.
yeah, exactly, to create a form. Which
Okay, so it's still using ng model c, so it's still
yeah,
using ng model, but it's trying to be smart basically,
yeah, yeah,
but it is not.
exactly. I
Okay,
think
cool.
that is still missing there to the AI
Yeah,
tutor.
I mean, of course, because it's a new feature, Angular
Yeah,
21, it's an experimental feature, so maybe the model which we are using is not very well known for this. Cool,
yeah, I think
but this is nice. I mean, the tutor functionality is nice. I mean, I can just ask it to teach me. I mean, the good use case would be to create maybe a tutorial, right? So if I have to work on maybe in my next YouTube video, I can just create like, okay, give me some real-time example, and it gives you some code base, which of course you have to reiterate through because it's not like still 100% what we needed, but at least once you have this real-time use cases, it becomes easy to write the code because I don't know. Such you might have the same experience because when you are teaching, the biggest problem is giving some real-time use cases, which is not
exactly, man.
easy. It's which is like really hard. I mean, people, I don't know, like there are some people who do it really well, but believe me, it's not that easy.
I
You
half of the time goes there, man. Yeah.
exactly, yes. And now with this, I think that time will be less. You can just go ahead and give it to AI. I mean, that's the perfect use case for AI.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I mean, so just to give you an idea, I had to deliver the workshop for my team in India because we are setting up a new office. And generally, it takes a lot of time, right? I mean, creating contents, creating entire thing. So this time, what I did, I just got some help from AI. So I said, okay, let's create a course, right? Let's create a workshop. I gave the
Mm-hmm.
content. Of course, I revised it. It's not like whatever it gave it to me. I was just like doing there, but I was looking at because it still gives you some data which is useless, which is junk and doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work. So there are some commands where you'll find out what is this command because it's sometimes it hallucinates, right? I mean,
True.
all the models, and then you have to look at it like what it is, and then it maybe if it takes me a month to create the entire workshop, I did it in a week,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this is done, this is ready, and yeah, we still need human to verify things. Otherwise, you will have, this recently, this auditing company. You remember? There is an auditing company. I don't know which one, which gave some auditing
Yes.
letter to
I know
Deloitte or
the
something.
name. Deloitte or ENF, something like that. ENY.
ENY, okay. I
ENY.
don't know the company. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was really interesting. Like how
Yeah.
much people are blindly trusting AI. So they
Yeah.
gave some information which was junk data given by AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a human in the loop, and I think that's
That's true. Yeah.
you have to understand. And then there was a viral tweet like where someone wrote a in newspaper, right? So they the news was there, and then prompt was also at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
That's come on, guys. You have to review your thing.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to review, I'm not sure like if you have used CodeRabbit. I mean, so for code review, I really find it amazing. I think especially we are using it for our
Yeah.
code, our project which we are trying to build, and that's an
Yeah.
amazing tool. I think it helped us a lot when we are
True.
not that active, but whenever we write the code, I think it gives us very good code review actions. So someone said, yeah, it
It
was
was
Deloitte.
Deloitte.
It was Deloitte, yeah. So I was confused because there are so many companies. But yeah, I mean, coming back to CodeRabbit, it's amazing tool. I really liked it. And it's not like it was giving us good insights only for Angular code because lot of this LLM models work pretty fine when it's front end, but not in back end. It was still giving us good insights when we were using .NET and when we moved to Nest.js.
Yes, yep,
So
agree.
yeah, it was nice. I mean, just go ahead and give it a try. It's free for open source. So if you want to try it out. Perfect. What is the other feature? I mean, now we have Vitest available. We saw this MCP in action, where it tried to teach us the signal forms. But what else we have?
I think if you want, I think I can demonstrate a very good example of signal forms, like what I have recently
Oh,
built.
for sure. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and share the screen. I'll just add it to you.
I'll just share my screen pretty quick because I was really amazed and really I was so much excited to basically also share this like with you all.
Mm-hmm.
Allow. Let me know if you guys can see.
Yeah, I'll add it. I think still 1 second. I
Yes.
think it's your screen. So zoom in.
Yes, we can see it.
Yep. So I think this is maybe let's first take a look at what we have on the web, and then basically we'll see this. So this is what I was just trying to build something for my upcoming project. So here we have the sign in and this register, and I think it's still there. Like for example, you touch the form, you see all sort of errors, the password, and this confirm password. Let's try to see like how this has been done with this new signal form. Let me open up this, and maybe I'll first start with the login thing, and then I'll show you the schema, how the schema is helping me here. So things are getting super simple now. So you have to build your model. Here is your model, and you have to define this. This is just my mock data. Let me get rid of this. Yes. One thing also I want to highlight here is like please don't use null or undefined here because this is still it still don't understand and it can complain you as a TS error. So maybe we can start things off with an empty string or something like that, and that's how you define your model and that's how you connect it with your signal form. So your signal gets connected to this form, and here you have this particular callback what I was saying, like you can access your root path, and then this is how you put all sort of validations. And the good thing here is if you see right here you have your basically the model name, and then you can define your error message, custom error message here. Like for example, if you're not happy with just this is required or something like that, you can put your own custom message here what you need. I think this was already there with reactive form, but yeah, this things becomes more simpler now with this new utility, like new API
Mm.
what we have now
Yeah.
required, this min length and whatnot. So this was one of the thing like how I built. So currently this form is very simple, right? Like we had just have two fields. Like things will
So just a
change.
question. So
Yeah.
can we also for model, right? I mean, can we also use Zod because Zod
Yes.
is also like first reply.
Yes,
You
so
can.
we can also
Oh,
add
nice.
Zod here to basically, yes, to define your validations here so that I was talking about the schema, right? So what you can do, you
Mm-hmm.
can create a new file of schema and you can install Zod, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
validate everything just by using Zod. Like all of this,
Oh,
what we
wow.
have added here, right? Can
Ah,
be
okay.
handled with Zod. Yeah, maybe I
Oh,
can
nice.
demonstrate that in some of the video for sure. Maybe I can write a blog about it pretty soon.
Nice.
And here is what I was talking about the register. So I have this file. I'll show this in the last, but just look at the file size now. Let me get rid of the template. This is what
Mm-hmm.
I have. So can you see now? I This is my form, and I'm done.
Oh.
Just one line. So now here you're trying to separate things into different file. Like
Hmm.
we say right, single responsibility principle. So we put it
Uh,
here as your register schema, and all your validation lies here. Like you could have a lot of validation, like required. You have email. You have minimum length. You have a custom one as well. And this is what I
oh,
was talking.
validate. So
Custom,
this
yes.
is this is the valid. Okay,
So this
validate
is the
the
new one.
custom function.
Exactly. So this validate basically exposes a new callback.
Uh-huh.
And if you see everything right here, so this is what I was so much happy about the way Angular has named their APIs. It was
Mm.
just so nice. Like you have confirm password, you pass a callback, you can access your current value, and you have one more name which is value of. So
Hmm.
that like you want to get access of some field and you need to compare it and things
Oh,
like done here. Like, you see now, if you have
Yeah,
password, you
right. The thing that you mentioned with password and confirm password. That's
yeah,
great.
exactly,
Hmm.
and that's how things make so much simpler. So can you see now, you register your type here, model, you put
Mhm.
it here, define your schema, and this schema can directly go in your file, and you're
Oh,
pretty much
that's
done. Yeah, see
this is
how
cool.
clean your component looks like.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Uh,
imagine if
So
you're doing with reactive form in the same file, this could go about like 150 or 160 line maybe.
for sure, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
so and while working with signal forms, if I understand correctly, you don't need forms module or reactive forms module, right? It's just like you
Nothing.
use it,
Yeah.
right? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. You just go and import. I think this is
Okay.
where is the guy from where you import, and you do the
Okay.
magic with the signal
Oh,
form.
nice. Oh, this is cool.
This is much cleaner. I mean, they have reduced the boilerplate code to so much extent. And
Yeah.
again,
Hmm.
dividing the files and all, I think that's much cleaner now.
Yeah, it's so much, it becomes so much easier to maintain as well, right? Like, for example,
Yeah.
now as a new developer, he knows, like, hey, some task is assigned, hey, I need to change this validation message, so that guy don't has to go in the file and search where is it. He knows, okay, it
Hmm.
is defined in the schema, he goes there, he change it, and the job is done. And that's how it just makes things more manageable now, like going forward.
Hmm.
Here
Nice.
I'm just wondering, what if I want to pass language variables instead of the strings?
I think that
Hmm.
still can be handled. I think we have this
What do you
in
mean by language variable?
the I-18
What
module, right?
So
I18
you
mod?
can use localize, right? I think that's localize can be used anywhere. So you can just say localize and then your text.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, that
For a
that still
variable,
works. I
right?
mean, yeah,
exactly. I think
yeah.
it really depends actually now. Like, I don't know how you guys handle localization in your project. It's a very interesting topic for me
I
actually.
mean, we use Nginx Translate. I mean, so not Nginx Translate because we use Angular built-in Angular.
Mm-hmm.
So we were using Nginx Translate and or whatever it is, and then we moved to
So
the
so
native 18 and
do you guys maintain the JSON file in the front end, or where
no,
exactly?
so there is no JSON file when you are using Angular 18 and right. So the way it works is it based on your text which you provide and you mark for translation, it gets extracted. It's actually an xlib file which is used by mostly the translation tools.
Mm-hmm.
Translation tools can access those xlib file and then your editors can create a copy and say, okay, this is German, this is French, this is Hindi, this is maybe whatever language it is, and then they can create multiple copies of it and edit the text. And
I see.
we use crowding for translation. So like generally the way it works is we upload the English translation and then we have marked like, okay, we support this languages. Then crowding actually does auto translation for us, creates those text in multiple languages, and then there are text which gets validated by our translators, right? So there are actual team, a localization team, which looks into all this
Mm-hmm.
translated text because of course, auto translations are not that great
Right.
because
They're
it's
not
just an AI, right? It's an AI
Yeah.
which is doing this. So
true.
sometimes they have to change it, or they have to change it based on the feedback from the end user if there is something wrong. Because you know, uh, at the end, like developers are the one who is pushing this text, and they are not experts like how this text should be. And this is one of the problem we have at Salon is that all text should be approved because at the end it is being used by enterprises. It's not my what do you say, this hobby project where it doesn't matter like what
Mm-hmm.
text it
Yeah.
is. And I
Mm-hmm.
think this might be an issue with a lot of enterprises as well. So yeah, I mean we rely on Angular 18 and we found it very much better, which aligns to our workflow, I would say,
Okay.
as compared to the earlier option of using Nginx Translate, where we were actually managing a JSON file. Then we used to keep the JSON file to again crowd in. But in
Mm.
that case, like developers had to go ahead and add into JSON file, then use that text or key somewhere else, and then key is maybe you can make a typo. right? And then
Mm,
you miss the text. With Angular I18, it's like, of course, whatever you put, at least that will be rendered, right, by default. So it's English is available by default, even though we you miss marking it for translation. So there is no missing key values. So it was an issue when we were using Nginx Translate that people used to add key, but there is no value because the key is typo, right? There is a typing mistake in when they were typing name, they just missed something, and
Yeah, but in
now
Nginx
then,
Translate you can give a fallback.
yeah, you can. I mean, but you have to have that key value pair available somewhere. It's
Right.
I
always
think,
it works on
yeah,
key value.
I think that's what
For
we actually do. So we have a CMS maintained,
Uh-huh.
and we maintain that JSON in the backend. And the CMS team, like, they
CMS.
have about 60 plus languages, if I'm not wrong, and they
Okay.
maintain all of them. They're like, basically we have a route on the top, like if it is Arabic, if it is Japanese, if it is Hindi, whatever it is. So from the key, whatever it gets, based on that it converts. And for us it was very seamless, to be honest. Like, the only thing is, yeah, the maintainability. Like, we is some dedicated CMS guy who
Hmm.
maintains all those JSON for us. So yeah, everything comes at a cost. So yeah, I think that's what our company is bearing now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, Samyullah has this question, right? What made you switch? I think the biggest problem we had was the enterprises. I mean, whenever we had this issue with missing keys, we looked really bad in front of our customers. So we thought like, why not to just go with that Angular 18N, where at least we have an English version, right? So just think about showing some random key which doesn't make any sense, but there is a text like it's just in English, right? So of course then you
That's
can
true.
go back to customer and say, okay, this is not translated. Let us go back and translate this rather than saying,
Yeah.
oh, this is a bug.
And you know
So
what?
we yeah,
Sometimes if you miss adding the fallback, it will just show that key,
yeah, exactly.
and it
That's the
looks
biggest
more
issue.
weird. And that's one of the bugs I'm like recently facing
Mm.
with one of my codes. Like it's just a tooltip, but it's showing that key, but and that's that really looks bad.
Yeah, exactly. So of course that was the biggest issue we had, and then we said, okay, let's move on. And I think this is how you do it, localize, and then you can just give your string to translate, and then this will be marked for translation. So whenever you run your localize or whatever the command is, it works. I mean, the migration which we did was not very small. I think the good thing about Angular is I can just go ahead and run multiple tools parallelly, right? So we supported Nginx Translate as well, and then parallelly we were migrating to Angular 18, and I think we are now fully migrated to Angular 18. That's like 99% of our code base, which is on 18. We ended up writing our own generators to migrate the code, so people don't need to now, which helped us a lot. But it paid off, I think, because our translation team is now really happy that at least there is no missing keys. The English is are perfectly fine. At least there is an English text. Earlier, we it was like really hard to tell customer that what this key means, like what is this random value. So cool. Yeah. So that's it. Anything else which we have?
Absolute cinema.
Nice. So any other feature which we have with Angular 21? I think good thing there is not many APIs, which was a constant uh, feedback I had, like that is changing too fast. Now it's not. It's it's not changing too fast. So at least now we can settle down and start adopting new
Yeah,
APIs.
we can
And
digest
then
these first.
yeah, I think Signal Form is a nice addition. But I think talking about signals, I think the router is the last piece which is still using observables. I think everything else have a signal-based API right now. If you think about form, yes. Think about component communication, local state management, everything has signal apart from router. Any idea if that is changing? Do you know, like any, no? I think maybe that would be the next goal for the team. I'm not sure about roadmap, but maybe if we see the roadmap, maybe that might be the next thing.
I think regarding the router, they just added one thing regarding the scroll. Like whenever you route, you can
Hmm.
also store the scroll position, so that
Okay.
whenever you route back to that route, it will also remember where you were last. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's something they added with the Angular 21 update. But yeah, I think other than that, I'm not sure about the
Yeah, I think
switch if they're
okay.
making it so.
Authoring format improvements, test bed incremental adoption, server route configuration, but I don't see any delivers Angular signals completed. Okay, this is
Nice.
completed, completed. These are all completed. I think these are only things. I don't see anything about router. Selector less is going to be,
Less.
Yes. So
yeah.
that's
That's
again going to be one
interesting.
of the most
I'm
interesting.
excited. I think I'm excited about selector less because it reduces your boilerplate a lot. So, hmm. Anyways, so there is nothing related to Angular router signal integration. Here it is. See, signal integration. So it says it's router as well. So probably in future you are going to get we are going to get router with signals. So forms already we have signal forms, HTTP we have HTTP resource and resource and RX resource like all those APIs, and then router is the last piece which is missing. So then we will have complete Angular framework only using signals, and we can forget about RxJS. But yeah, don't forget about RxJS. It's an amazing API. I mean, I've learned so much about streaming. I think because I just invested time learning about RxJS.
Yeah. I think I'm still sticking with RxJS. Like when you use NGRX, right? Like we have
Yeah.
NGRX thing, and if you use effects, so you have to heavily use
Mm-hmm.
all those operators out there. So I think anyway, I love NGRX, so I just cannot
Uh-huh.
ditch
But
RxJS.
NGRX has signal right now. NGRX signal is there, so you can probably move.
Store. I think they have the light version one, which is NGRX Signal Store. That is also a good one, but I don't know, man. I'm still heavily relying on NGRX at the moment. Like the project setup, what we have, I think we are still going with that approach. I think there was a discussion around, but we said okay, it's still not that much mature, and that's why people are still sticking with NGRX way.
Ah,
But
okay, makes
yeah, you
sense.
never know, right? What will happen in future
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, for sure,
way
for sure.
signal is moving, right? You never know. I think maybe that will also get updated to by default in GRX Signal Store. You never
Yeah,
know.
let's see. But I'm interested in like excited about everything being signal. I mean, it reduces so much the learning curve, which was I think the entire goal was to reduce that learning curve when someone is coming to Angular, and I think Angular is getting there. I mean, it's pretty successful so far. I'm just excited, like what's next. Cool. I think is is this it? Like, we do we have anything which we didn't spoke about?
I think we almost cover most of the things. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I think
So
we've covered all of the
Yeah.
things.
nice, nice. So yeah, I mean, just go ahead and try out the new features, especially Angular Signals forms. I really liked it. I mean, I wrote it for the first time, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. So unfortunately, I cannot. Our code base is still Angular 18, so I have to still wait till we get to 21. But it looks very promising. And yeah, go ahead and give it a try for your hobby projects, maybe, and maybe hobby projects we are building. So we have to go back and build it again because
Yay.
yeah, it's been some time. But cool. Uh, thank you everyone, and thanks for joining the stream. Thanks Sashi, thanks Ajit, and sorry for your time. And just before we wrap up, I mean, I think I also have this. As Christmas is coming, every year I try to contribute $300 among 5 developers. Like you can choose, sorry, 6 developers. Each developer gets $50 for buying something on Christmas. So if you know any open source contributors who have been doing amazing job, just go ahead and nominate them. You can find that post on LinkedIn and Twitter as well, and nominate someone so I can spread that $300 among those six developers.
Yeah, I think there is a guy named Shashi Kumar Yadav. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
I knew what he was cooking.
Oh, well done.
just
Well
kidding,
Well,
just kidding. I'll
time to
share the
get
name
started
for
with
sure.
open source now.
done.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Don't nominate this guy. The name you heard, don't nominate.
Okay, kidding, guys. Yeah,
Cool.
I'll give the name for sure. Yep.
Yeah, sure. I mean, go ahead and nominate. And we will see you on next stream. Maybe next year, because most people will be on vacation, so I'll be on vacation soon. Not now. I still have 15 days to go, but I'll be traveling for 5 6 days. So I hope you also have some plans for the New Year or Christmas.
Yes. Well,
Cool. Oh,
I'm having my first international trip to
oh,
Bangkok
nice.
this year. I
Oh,
think
Whoa.
we talked about it, Santosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's not.
Bangkok. Okay,
Who's
I
in
need to
Bangkok
mute
stays in
you.
Bangkok.
Yeah, I
So
need to mute
yeah,
and kick him out.
no, it's Phuket. Come on, it's Phuket. I just
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, but I mean, I think movies made it sound bad, right? I think
true,
Indian
true. I
movies,
mean,
yeah. I mean, it's a place to visit, but Indian
Yep.
movies made it like so bad that, okay, are you going to Bangkok? Oh my God.
but yeah. I mean, it's gonna be my first international trip, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, nice, nice. Then you should, the second trip should be Germany. So come to Germany.
Yay.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, you have said it so many times that now I'll definitely be there.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Someone is coming. Nice. So yeah, cool. Thanks for joining again, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.